How's it going on, everybody? It's me, the one that loves cartoons, and in today's video, well, I'm gonna be talking about a cartoon, so I'm gonna review episode 10 of Ninjago Seabound titled Riddle of Sphinx. So first I'm gonna talk about the plot of the episode, then I'm gonna talk about the stuff that I liked in the episode and the stuff that I didn't like, and then I'm gonna give the episode a score out of 10, so let's review. So the episode starts with Kai and Ray training. They were fighting, and then Cole told them that the Storm Amulet is in the Explorers Club. So they went there, and Misako went with them, and Ray also went with them, and the guy didn't let them pass because they are not in the club. Misako she was in the club back then, but she's not anymore because they thought she died. So yeah, so they didn't want to let them pass. So Misako said that there is one way he could let them pass, and it's a trial by Sphinx. So the statue had a riddle for them. Wound Cold had a wrong answer, but Kai had the right answer. He let them pass, so the ninjas and Calamar arrived at the same time, and they start fighting over the amulet. As for the other ninjas, the other group, I should say, you have Benthomar telling Nia if she could control the whales and the sea creatures, so they could help them get out of the island. Nia said she can't do that. Maya said the same thing when she used to control water, but Bentho told them if they ever tried. So basically, they never tried, so Nia tried and she succeeded at doing that. So let's talk about the stuff that I liked in this episode. So, first, seeing Kai and Cole is just good, okay, because they were out of the majority of the season, so I like that they were back for this episode. And I like that Ray and Misako joined the adventure as well. It was good seeing Misako again, and I like that Kai was the one who had the right answer for the riddle, because he is my favorite ninja, so anytime Kai gets some spotlight, I just love it. And the fight in the Explorers Club between the ninjas and Calamar and his army, it was good. I just loved Wu versus Calamar, so yeah, like, it was good. I really like that fight, and it's good that they are using Master Wu in this season, because his arc in Master of the Mountain was that he felt that he wasn't needed, but he finally helped the ninjas in Master of the Mountain, and he got over it. So it's good that they are continuing that with the Master Wu being there and tagging alongside the ninjas on their adventures. So I like that, and I like that Ray was also fighting. So yeah, and we learned about the very first elemental master of water in this episode, named Niad, not Nia, which I thought was really good, because I thought that Ujiro was the very first master of water, if you can even call her that, and then it was Maya. But no, there was Niad before Maya, and the Maya named Nia after Niad. But Maya thought it was just a children's story about Niad and the whales, but it's actually a real story, and Benthomar said that she helped defeating Ujira. So that was just, I just liked that. I just liked learning more about the lore and backstories of the world of Ninjago. So yeah, they are always welcome. And Nia did control the whales. Also, it was funny when Jay said that, hey, make sure to not call any sharks. So I thought that was funny. This is how you do a Jay joke, not that bubble topple popolyps joke that we got in episode 7, because it really took me out of the moment. It wasn't good, so yeah. I liked when Jay was just telling Nia, hey, do not call sharks. I thought it was funny. As for the bad stuff, well, they really didn't need to do the trial by Sphinx thing. I mean, they are the saviors of Ninjago. Why didn't they just pass without the guy's permission? So yeah, it's not like he was gonna stop them if they passed. They are gonna beat him anyway, so yeah. So they could have just passed, but instead they were asking his permission. I mean, this is an emergency, okay? They should have just passed and tell him, hey, it's an emergency, we need the Storm Amulet. Like, come on. Like, but no, they need to do the trial. They needed to do the trial thing. And also, I didn't like when Cole said cake as the answer for that riddle, and he said that cake is always the answer. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the cake jokes with Cole and Ninjago, like in season 4 when he had cake in his room and he went crazy, or in season 8 and 9 when he stopped eating cake but he wished he never did. So yeah, but here it just felt out of place. Like, the ninjas need to solve this riddle so they could get the amulet. So it's very serious, but Cole is risking everyone's lives by saying cake as the answer, because that guy said there are big consequences if you fail at the riddle. So Cole said cake is the answer to everything. Like, come on, don't force it. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't like that cake joke in this episode. Usually I do like cake jokes about Cole and Ninjago. They are always funny. But here, I don't know, it just felt forced. Also, I didn't like how they are treating Ray in this episode and in this season overall. Like, but yeah, let's talk about Ray in this episode. Like, in the beginning, when he is training with Kai, and when Kai was gonna shoot fire, Ray ran like a coward. So yeah, I mean, Kai used his fire on Ray in season 7, and they were not even training. Kai thought Ray was a traitor, and he wanted to kill him. Like, Ray wasn't running, he wasn't acting like a child, he was defending himself. But here, they just ignored it. They ignored all that and make him act like a child. So yeah, post season 10 changed a lot of the characters' personalities. And they do it just for the sake of the season's plot or comedy. I'm not a fan of Ray in this season, okay? Also, it didn't took that much for Nia to control the sea creatures. Like, Benthomar told her that Niad used to control sea creatures and that Nia can. And then when Nia tried, bam, she got some fish next to her. And at the end, bam, all sea creatures answered her call. So yeah, it just happened. So yeah, like, it didn't took time or something like that. Like, it didn't took time. It just happened. And hey, remember the old days when the ninjas were stranded on an island? How did they come back? Well, in season 2, it was with the help of the Ultra Dragon and the Golden Mech. Yeah, that screams Ninjago, right? And in season 4, it was with the help of the Elemental Dragons. Yeah, that also screams Ninjago. But for Seabound, they are getting back to Ninjago with the whales. Like, it's not a bad thing, but just looking at how they did it in previous seasons, this feels like a downgrade, with the ninjas getting back to Ninjago with the help of sea creatures. Where in the old days it was with the help of the Ultra Dragon, the Golden Mech, the Elemental Dragon. So yeah, this one feels like a downgrade version of what we got previously. I know the Ultra Dragon is dead, and they can't activate their Elemental Dragons anymore, but you still get the idea. Like, looking at how they used to do it and looking at it now, yeah, it's not that great. So those are my only problems in this episode. I'm giving this episode an 8 out of 10. Guys, this episode could have easily been a very bad episode, because remember in Forbidden Spinjitzu in the Fire chapter, we had that Explorers Club episode, and that episode wasn't good. It was very childish and underwhelming. So I was very worried that this episode was gonna be just like that, because this episode is also an Explorers Club episode. It's like a sequel episode to that episode in Forbidden Spinjitzu, but it wasn't bad. So yeah, I actually enjoyed this episode. It was interesting. It wasn't something amazing or exciting, but still enjoyable and a good episode. So what do you guys think of this episode? Is it a good episode? Is it a bad episode? Is it an okay episode? Just leave your thoughts down in the comments. If you guys like this video, then give it a like. And if you're not subscribed, then subscribe. It means a lot to me, and turn on the notifications so you'll be the first one to know when I upload a video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm the one that love this cartoon, and you're the one that love it too.